Hello, it's me again in another episode of Cultural Mosaic on VTV International. In our little journey today through various cultural scenes in Vietnam, we will first visit Nội Tam village in the northern region, which is famous for the drum-making techniques. And then we will be able to experience a little bit of Australian culture with renowned singer Christine Anu. Then we explore how indie music has become a new trend among local youngsters. So let's start our little journey today with the headlines. Traditional craft of drum making thrived in Nội Tam village. Award-winning singer Christine Anu comes to Vietnam on the Australia Day. And indie music, an emerging burst of creativity among Vietnamese youth. Let's first review the cultural highlights from the last week. We start our local news today with a cinema news. A screening of the movie named Thầu Chín ở Siem or Thầu Chín in Thailand, depicting the time late President Ho Chi Minh spent in Thailand, when kicked off a film week celebrating the 85th anniversary of the Communist Party of Vietnam. The film week will run from January the 30th to February the 15th nationwide. The 100-minute film features revolutionary activities carried out by the late president, who at the time was known as Nguyễn Ái Quốc. The upcoming film week is expected to promote the nation's history and culture, as well as national sovereignty and territorial integrity. The Central Province of Hà Tĩnh plans to include Vizam folk singing in its primary school curriculum for the 2015-2016 academic year as part of its efforts to preserve the intangible cultural heritage. Each of the 267 primary schools in the locality will set up Vizam singing clubs managed by music teachers. In the near future, this traditional art will also be taught as an extracurricular activity. This folk singing was officially recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity in November last year. It is popular in the central provinces of Nghệ An and Hà Tĩnh. The two provinces have more than 50 singing clubs with over 800 vocalists, many of whom are actively preserving the folk music. Traditional turbans, known as the khăn xếp or khăn đóng in Vietnamese, is an essential part of the Vietnamese traditional costume. This turban can be combined with various types of costume, including the traditional áo dài. However, there are now only two villages in Huế and Nam Định that can make this traditional accessory. The next report will bring us to Giáp Nhất village in Nam Trực district of Nam Định province to see how a turban is made.
Most steps to make a turban are handmade with detail-oriented approach, which requires high craftsmanship. This is the last step to make a complete turban, which is let the glue and the turban outer layer to dry.
Cái khâu quấn này là cái người thợ là giỏi thì mới làm được. Những cái nếp khăn là phải đều, đẹp, thon đẹp và nó phải có độ vát lên.
Now, thanks to the creativity of crafters, many steps in making the turban can now be carried out with the help of machines. Productivity, therefore, is gaining significantly.
Mút xốp này thì là tôi lấy ở mãi trong miền Nam họ chuyển ra cơ. Cái hồ dán này với cái bột năng xong rồi nó hòa với keo.
Ngày xưa các cụ thì làm giỏi lắm, thì làm ngày thì sáng mà đến tối chỉ khoảng độ đến chục cái thì cái khăn này là đến bây giờ thì phải làm từ mấy chục.
Although the village main production is turbans, there are only some households invested in the whole product line. The rest only produce items for outsourced orders. The elders and women account for most of the workforce.
Cái năm trước cái đến năm nay thì đại khái cái công việc thì nó cũng đều đều vậy hết. Cái người ta không làm được nữa thì lại có người khác người ta đứng lên. Gọi là mình thêm cặp trong cái lúc cái đông vụ này là cái trò Tết này là hàng người ta cần nhiều.
Since local people here do not live on this craft, they are not affected by the market or price fluctuations. That is why for generations, the turban-making craft has continued to be passed down, setting the stage for further generations to carry on this traditional craft.
Youngsters are accused of lacking cultural and reading fewer books by patronizing elders. However, in our following report, we will visit a secondary school in Tiền Giang Southern Province to see how students are happy to read a good book when given access to interesting reading.
For over 2 recent weeks, Long Bình Điền Secondary School in Chợ Gạo district of Tiền Giang Province is far livelier during break time. Students are competing to get into the library for books. This is the first container library in Vietnam built by Darius Foundation, a Swiss non-governmental organization. The library, which used to be a shipping container, now has 2 rows of tables, 6 computers, and more than 1,000 book titles.
Dạ con xem những loại sách Doraemon, Conan.
Còn ngoài ra sách đây này có sách gì nữa không?
Dạ có sách lịch sử, tiếng Anh, địa lý, sách về lịch sử, rồi truyện tranh, rồi cho con sách của thế giới. Con biết thêm nhiều danh nhân.
Although Long Bình Điền Secondary School has another library with more than 3,000 books, the students still prefer reading books in this container library, which consists a lot of more engaging reference books. With these computers, students have a chance to accustom themselves to internet and online information.
Bây giờ với những cái việc mà mình mở mang thêm cái đầu sách rồi phục vụ tại chỗ như thế này, với cái sự mà ham thích của các em như đó, cô cũng mong rằng một thời gian sắp tới đây là sẽ khôi phục được cái truyền thống đọc cho các em.
This 250 million Vietnamese dong, or roughly 11.5 thousand US dollars container library will hopefully soon benefit from increased funding for new books. And it's clear that a reading culture is something easy to develop and encourage when students are engaged and benefit from better surroundings. This new model may well be expanded in the coming time to other provinces.
Talking about the traditional craft of making drum, many will definitely think about Doi Tam village, located at the foot of Doi Mountain in Doi Sơn Commune, Duy Tiên district, the northern province of Hà Nam. Even after the many ups and downs in Vietnam's history of national development, Doi Tam village is still able to maintain its traditional craft. In our cultural and lifestyle corner this week, let's visit the village and find out the strong bond between the drums and the lives here.
Battle drums, daily drums, working drums, school drums, ceremonial drums, and folk drums. I've observed all these things throughout the 6 years I've stayed in Vietnam, and I'm guessing that there must be a strong link between the drums and the life here.
Now I'm in Doi Tam village, about 60 kilometers from Hanoi. Even though this is a drumcraft village, you can see that it still maintains the atmosphere of an agricultural area.
To the timber drying in the sun and to the smell of the buffalo skin. That is the typical atmosphere of Doi Tam Drum Village.
And then we had a walk.
Mr. Lai's family are one of the most experienced in Doi Tam and a highly respected by the other villagers. In the past, due to hardship, Mr. Lai intended to quit his job several times, but he and his family maintained their craft until now. It's now been nearly 20 years, and they have stayed true to traditional methods of drum making. Each year, they produce hundreds of drums to sell all over Vietnam. There is a strict rule in drum making here, which is that the drum makers only teach the craft to their sons.
I've never been to a drum craft village before, and then we were on our way, and immediately you can hear the sounds of the drum. So that's really that was really exciting. So here we have the skin. After it's gone through all of the preparation processes, this is the final part of the drum making process, which is attaching the skin to the barrel. This is supposed to be the most difficult part. Yeah. Come đây à? Yeah. So now he's climbed on the top to jump on it like this. I guess what he's doing is trying to make it kind of as flat or as stretched as possible. So this is the traditional method of attaching the buffalo skin to the wood. You use a bamboo nail, which you sharpen, and then you bang it in and cut it off, like so. The most difficult thing is the technique. It's not that hard physically, but being able to tap it in just the right amount and then to cut it so that it kind of creates a nice smooth finish, like Chu Lai is able to do, is really, really hard. My nails look nothing like Chu Lai's nails. Cut it off. Xong rồi. I think it's amazing, and I think it's amazing that these people have kept this craft going, and it's still going now, even in this modern day of iPhones and laptop computers and whatever. That there are these people who are still producing, really high quality crafts in a very traditional way.
The award-winning singer Christine Anu, one of Australia's most popular artists, is visiting Vietnam to perform in Hanoi, Vĩnh Phúc and Ho Chi Minh City. She is one of Australia's most popular recording artists, backed by an award-winning repertoire spanning across music, theater, dance, film, television, and children's entertainment. Today, we are lucky enough to have her as the featured artist in our On the Mic this week.
Christine Anu is among Australia's most successful Indigenous performers and a popular recording artist. The Torres Strait Islands beauty has 5 arias under her belt and an extensive acting portfolio, which boasts roles in several popular television shows, international movies and stage plays. In celebration of Australia Day on January the 26th, she came to Vietnam to perform a concert at the Hanoi Opera House before leaving for Vĩnh Phúc and Ho Chi Minh City.
Now I'm down here, living in this city. very delighted to have got Ms. Anu, who is one of Australia's most loved artists, who is a woman of Indigenous heritage. She's from the Torres Strait Islands. She's sung one of Australia's best loved and most popular songs, My Island Home, which she's going to be singing for us tonight. So this really is a centrepiece of sharing our Australian culture with our Vietnamese friends.
The concert also features songs resonating from her indigenous cultural upbringing in the Torres Strait. Her repertoires are based on indigenous sounds, rich rhythm and silky vocals.
All her expressions are coming from her background and where she comes from. Her emotions come from very deep down. And that's what makes her very special.
Her songs reflect Australia and they reflect Indigenous Australia, but I think it's the passion and the sense of identity that she brings to her music that is wonderful and extraordinary.
Hello, Christine, and welcome to our On the Mic segment. Now, the audience seems to enjoy your show last night, and the concert was in celebration of Australia Day in Vietnam. So how did you choose the songs for the concert?
This year I celebrate my 20th year in the entertainment industry back in Australia. So to honour all of the songs that I have been doing in my career, it felt that I should be taking the songs from past albums, because if there are any expats in the audience, they would remember and recognise those old songs.
You opened the concert last night with My Island Home, the same song you performed at the Sydney Olympics in 2000. So does that song have a special place in your heart?
Definitely. My Island Home is the first song, recognisable song that ever came to me. It was gifted to me by the composer, and it became the sort of cornerstone of my album, and all of the songs that we wrote and selected for that album were all around the I guess the sentiment of what My Island Home is, which is and has turned out to be quite an anthemic song for Australians, especially if you live abroad. So yeah, it's sort of like my first child, and it has a very dear place in my heart. There I was in the 2000 Olympics singing this beautiful song to probably the largest amount of viewing audience that I've ever performed to in my entire career. And then they turned off the lights to the stadium, and all you could see was the little flickering of candles that everyone was holding. And I could disappear and immerse myself in the world of My Island Home. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've had, yes, definitely.
You started at an early age, like 7, I think. So did you always know you have what it takes to be a successful singer?
I still don't think I know that I have what it takes. I was a shy kid. I still get nervous about my performances. I'm sometimes quite petrified of my audience, but there's something about walking out to the centre of the stage that it feels like home, and it's quite a comforting feeling. It's where I think I feel the strongest sense of myself, and I love an audience to be able, because that's the magic ingredient, an audience that you have in the palm of your hand, being able to do what you want with them and take them on a journey through the words and through your voice.
Your most recent album is called Island Christmas, and I know that Australia has a very distinct Christmas with a lot of sunshine and festive summer holiday. So is that spirit transparent in your song?
Oh, definitely. I can't erase my memories of being a child growing up in Australia, where Christmas is summer. There is no snow. It's, 30-something degrees. It's such a different experience to being rugged up, and everybody should experience the snow. It's absolutely a wonderful experience, but in my song,
island Christmas. I sort of honour all of the things that are the colours of an Australian Christmas, what that is to me.
It's that special time of the year, 365 days and we're finally here. Hey, happy people, come together, gather round now. It's Christmas in the land of the Dreamtime.
Dreamtime is the Aboriginal culture's stories of how the world was created and everything in the world, how it came to be, how you and I came to be, and how everything around us in our environment came into being. It's the creation stories, the belief systems. And so when it's Christmas in the land of the Dreamtime, no other land on planet Earth celebrates the Dreamtime or knows the Dreamtime. You learn about the Dreamtime through the Aboriginal culture if you go to Australia. So when you say Christmas in the land of the Dreamtime, well, then you must be in Australia.
365 days and we're finally here.
You are a multi-award-winning recording artist. So what is next on your agenda?
I've had so many awards as a singer. It'd be nice to get some awards as an actor. That's definitely on my to-do list. The things that I must achieve in my lifetime. I am celebrating 20 years, so it's my 20th anniversary. It's my birthday all year. I'm 20 years old. And it'll be an opportunity to take a tour around Australia, and I think it's a great excuse to perform songs that I haven't performed for quite some time. So it'll be a tour commemorating the anniversary of my career.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Christine, and I hope to see you back in Vietnam soon.
Thank you very much.
It's Christmas in the land of the Dreamtime. Southern Cross twinkling up in the sky. Island Christmas, my island Christmas. Island Christmas, my island Christmas.
As the global music industry is experiencing an indie fever, Vietnam also has its share as well. Our VTV reporter Michael Liu will take you to the indie music scene of Hanoi, where Vietnamese artists are attempting to jam cultures in style. This week's edition of Connecting Cultures is all about indie music. Enjoy!
So today I have the amazing opportunity to join the boys of Ngon to explore about Vietnamese indie music, as well as listening to some of the awesome indie music tunes as well. Xin cho tôi vì tôi đã mất đi tự do.
Indie, or independent in short, refers to the independence in music production and distribution.
Đối với nhạc indie thì cái tên indie nó nói lên là những cái nghệ thuật bắt đầu từ khi người nghệ sĩ họ có tâm lý là họ không có gì để mất rồi.
Free from corporate control or financial motivations, Vietnamese indie artists find a great opportunity for limitless creativity.
Những khó khăn của indie thì luôn luôn là tài chính, luôn là không có những cái bản thu studio quá cao về chất lượng. Nhưng mà mình nghĩ cuối cùng thì nó là cái gọi là cái sự hoàn hảo trong sự bất hoàn hảo.
To define indie, one often comes across the word unpredictable.
Luôn luôn cố gắng tìm ở giữa không trung những cái gì mà nó tự nhiên nhất. Đôi lúc là nó rất là kỳ quặc bởi vì bọn mình cũng không giỏi giao tiếp xã hội lắm, thế nên có rất nhiều tình huống nó khá là kỳ. Này, nghe hay cực. Chào nhé cô em nhà bên. Mỗi người có một cái cách giải thích, cái cách dịch riêng của mình về tình cảm của mình đối với âm nhạc. Và mình thấy rất thú vị khi mà mọi người nghe nhạc ngọt và thực ra là nhiều khi họ cũng có cách giải thích riêng hoàn toàn khác đối với cả cái ý đồ của mình. Nhưng mà mình nghĩ nó là một điều rất là hay.
Indie music artists often get inspired by spontaneous events or surroundings. The second part of today's journey takes us to a gathering of the Mimitals, who have a different twist on indie music.
Gần như là mỗi một ca khúc đối với ban nhạc là một cái cuộc phiêu lưu. Đấy, có thể là mình sẽ thay đổi so với các ca khúc trước, rồi mình tìm một cái câu khác, hoặc là mình thay đổi về hòa thanh. Cái điều quan trọng nhất là âm nhạc thì nó thuộc về hẳn là một ai cả, phương Đông hay phương Tây.
For challenging conformity, indie is however not a genre only for the youths, but also a refinement of classic elements.
Cái mình tìm hiểu nhiều hơn là các cái tư tưởng của các nhạc sĩ Việt Nam trước đây, như là nhạc sĩ Văn Cao, nhạc sĩ Công Sơn, và cái chủ đề chính của các ca khúc là mình nói với những người xung quanh.
This great flexibility also characterizes indie musicians' desire to create a genre that is relatable to everyone, no matter the age, gender, or culture. An indie song is truly a food for everyone's soul.
And that is the end of our program. If you would like to provide feedback or comment on anything here on Culture Mosaic, feel free to email to us at culturemosaic@vtv.vn and make sure to include your name and address. You can also log on to vtv4.vn or youtube.com/vtv4go for more of our program. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode of Culture Mosaic. This is Hoai Lương, and goodbye for now.